Hello, my name is Biernacki, and I am honored to be helping you. I am a special education teacher in a Catholic school on the south side of Chicago. I teach and work with kids from preschool through 8th grade. Now I just want to chat a little bit about modifying or changing your child's assignments, which you may find the need to do with or without them having an IEP or a 504 plan that allows you to do that. The first thing I'm going to say, I'm going to say this with a smile, is don't do your child's homework or assignments. And I say that because as a parent, I'm sure that when my kids were young, I probably helped out on occasion before I was a teacher, and I understood that I probably shouldn't have done that. But the reason for that is a couple of things. It's really tempting to do it because it's just easier. You just want to get it done, and they're struggling and they're crying and you're crying, and it's just, you just want to get it over with. But as tempting as it is, I'm going to tell you not to. And there's two reasons for it. One is the teachers need to understand where their students are academically. And if you do the assignment for them, they're really not going to get that your child is struggling. And when they're struggling, that says something about what needs to happen for them, either accommodations, modifications. The teacher might have to revise how they taught that particular lesson, whatever the case may be, but don't do it for them. And I'm going to tell you this also, teachers kind of know when parents do their homework. We might not know the first time, but by the second or third time we have figured out that, so this child is not actually doing this work, and they're undoubtedly getting some help from somewhere else. So I say that with a smile because we all know that it happened. A second thing to do is make sure you understand your child's accommodations under their 504 plan or their IEP. And I know that's a huge, long document. It's got many, many pages on it, but there is a section called accommodations and modifications. And those are by class. Very often they could be duplicated within classes, depending on what your child's needs are, depending on what their eligibility is. So if an assignment hasn't been modified for them and they have not received accommodations on that assignment, you can certainly do so based on what those are written in the IEP for 504. If you have questions specific to an accommodation or modification, understanding what that means for your child, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer those. But I would then point out to the teacher that according to the plan, my child should have had fewer problems on this, so I did modify the number of problems for them. Maybe only gave them the even numbers or only gave them the odd numbers, whatever the case may be, I did that for them according to their IEP or their 504 plan. But there are some things you can do as a parent, even if your child doesn't have an IEP or a 504. Likely you know whether they need one. Maybe they just haven't gotten around to being tested yet. And in this particular time, it's unlikely that they're going to be tested. My understanding is that CPS, for example, is doing IEP meetings, but they're not doing testing virtually. So that presents a challenge for a child who might need an IEP or a 504. They're not going to get one right now. So there are certain things that you can do as a parent, though, that are perfectly within your purview, and I don't think there's a teacher out there in the world that would have a problem with it. Again, your child's teacher wants to partner with you to help your child be successful. That is their number one goal. And in order to do that, there are things sometimes that we will have to provide at home for our students that they might have gotten in the classroom, but weren't necessarily spelled out anywhere. One of those first things is scribing for them, which simply means that you're writing the answer that they're dictating to you. So if your child struggles with, could be fine motor skills, and it's hard for them to write in general, and it's just easier for them to tell you what the answer is and you write it down for them, that's perfectly okay, especially given the time. Make sure that they are their answers, you're just writing them for them. Allow your child, another one is allowing your child to use speech-to-text tools. They are existent in Google Classroom. Very often students know how to use them. There's a little microphone in the corner they can click. When they speak, the text will actually type out for them. Or they can use other tools that are available on the internet, and I have some of those in the resource section for you that allow them to type the answers. Again, writing is a problem. If it's hard to get the thoughts to paper, and that helps them do that, they can certainly use that tool.